Hello friends, this video on microorganisms friend and foe part 24 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So with this we have reached towards the end of this lesson. So let us quickly look at some of the questions. Question number 1. Fill in the blanks. Microorganisms can be seen with the help of because microorganisms are very small, so we cannot see them with our naked eye. So if we really want to see them, we need a microscope. Microscope is used to see tiny objects. Blue-green algae fix dash directly from air to enhance fertility. So blue-green algae, what do? Blue-green algae is nothing but Cyanobacteria. It is another name of Cyanobacteria. So what do? They are basically a bacteria and they fix nitrogen from atmosphere into the soil. So they fix nitrogen. Alcohol is produced with the help of which microorganism help in the production of alcohol? We have learned about ethanol fermentation. You remember where ethanol, that is C2H5OH, is produced as a result of the entire process. So which organism helps in the process? It is yeast. So yeast is also called as, so the particular yeast which helps in alcohol production is Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is also called as the brewer's yeast. Cholera is caused by bacteria. And what is that specific bacteria which causes cholera? It is Vibrio cholerae. So tick the correct answer. Yeast is used in the production of sugar, alcohol, hydrochloric acid, oxygen. So it is used in alcohol production by the process of ethanol fermentation. The following is an antibiotic. So antibiotic has those chemical substances which help to fight against bacterial infection. Sodium bicarbonate, streptomycin, alcohol, yeast. So yeast is a microorganism. So yeast is obviously not an antibiotic. Alcohol again is not an antibiotic. So out of these two, sodium bicarbonate is nothing but baking soda. So it helps in baking. So streptomycin is an antibiotic. Carrier of malaria causing protozoa is female Anopheles mosquito, cockroach, housefly, butterfly. So malaria is always associated with mosquito, and that to this particular mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito. So let us see question number 3. It says match the organisms in column 1 with their action in column 2. So here you have column 1 and column 2. So bacteria. So how bacteria helps us or harms us? So bacteria causes cholera, right? So we can match it with E. So this will get matched to E. Rhizobium. Rhizobium is another bacteria which helps in fixing atmospheric nitrogen in the soil. So nitrogen fixation is their job. So it is present in root nodules of leguminous plants. So rhizobium will match to fixing nitrogen, that is A. Lactobacillus. This bacteria is present in curd. So it helps in the setting of curd, that is turning milk into curd. Yeast. Yeast has many role in the baking industry as well as in the alcohol industry. So here we do not really have an option for alcohol, but for baking industry we have an option, that is baking of bread. So this yeast will match to C, that is baking of bread. Protozoa. So protozoa causes malaria because malaria is caused by Plasmodium falciparum. So this will match to this. Virus. There are two options. One is producing antibodies and the other one is causing AIDS. So this will match to causing AIDS because AIDS is caused by a virus. So that's how we have matched the two columns. So let us look at next question. It says, can microorganisms be seen with naked eye? If not, how can they be seen? Now microorganisms are very small, so they cannot be seen with our naked eye. But if we really want to see them, we can either use a magnifying glass or a microscope. So magnifying glass is used if the microorganism is slightly bigger in size. If it is very much small, in that case we would need a microscope. So you can try out looking at some microorganisms in your laboratory with a microscope. Question number 5. What are the major groups of microorganisms? So microorganisms are broadly divided into 4 groups. First is bacteria, which are unicellular, made up of one cell. They are the oldest life forms, first life forms to exist on earth. They appear in a variety of shapes and sizes. They can be very small, they can be very, very small, they can be spherical, they can be cylindrical. So they have a variety of shapes and sizes. Next is fungi. So fungi they are mostly multicellular, made up of many cells. They live in colonies. In fact, bacteria also, they live in colonies. Fungi are immobile. They do not move from one place to another. Mushroom, yeast, they are examples of fungi. They generally prefer warm and moist places to grow. That is why when you keep your bread at room temperature, so the fungi tend to grow on it. That's due to the presence of a warm temperature and moisture. Protozoa. They are mostly unicellular, however some protozoa can be multicellular as well. They also prefer moist habitats. They can live singly. So unlike bacteria and fungi, they can live as single organisms. So examples are paramecium and amoeba. Next is algae. They are multicellular and they prefer aquatic habitats. So here you can see examples: Eulothrix, Chlamydomonas. They are examples of algae. And so these were the 4 classification of microorganisms. However, there is an exception, that is viruses. So viruses are microscopic, but they are acellular. They do not contain cell. That is why they behave like non-living objects when they are outside the host cell. But as soon as they enter inside the host cell, they reproduce and they produce multiple copies. So they behave like living organisms when they are inside the host cell, but they behave like non-living objects when they are outside the host cell. So that is why viruses are an exception, and that is why they are often not considered as microorganisms. Question number 6. Name the microorganisms which can fix atmospheric nitrogen in the soil. There are quite a few bacteria which helps in fixing atmospheric nitrogen. The first is the Rhizobium Bacteria, which is present in the root nodules of leguminous plants like peas, beans. They are all called leguminous plants. So if you look at their root nodules, they have swollen portions like this in their roots. So here lies the Rhizobium Bacteria. So Rhizobium helps in fixing atmospheric nitrogen. Now when it fixes nitrogen into the soil, it increases the nutrient quality of the soil. Another bacteria is the Cyanobacteria, which is also called blue-green algae. For example, Anabina, nostoc, these are examples of Cyanobacteria which fixes atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. So these are some of the organisms which fix atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. Question number 7. What are antibiotics? What precautions must be taken while taking antibiotics? So as we know, anti means against, biotic is for life. So against life, that is against living organisms which cause disease. So these are against the bacteria which cause disease. So they can treat bacterial infection. Any infection caused by bacteria can be treated with antibiotics. So they are prepared from other microorganisms like bacteria and fungi. So some bacteria and fungi will help in preparing antibiotics, and these antibiotics are going to kill the pathogenic bacteria. Now some precautions which should be taken are, before that, some examples like streptomycin, erythromycin. So the precaution should be taken as per doctor's advice, because some people have this habit that if they are not feeling well or if they are having some throat pain, they feel that okay, it must be some infection in my throat, so let me take some antibiotic. But that is not a good habit, because your symptoms doesn't tell you the cause of your disease. So to know the cause, proper diagnosis need to be done, and you need to ensure that it is a bacterial infection. Only then antibiotics should be taken. Correct dose should be taken. If you take it in excess or incorrect dose, it can cause problems inside your body, because what happens is when you take antibiotics, it basically prepares your body for that particular disease. Now excess dose can also kill some useful bacteria present in the body, because antibiotics are all against bacteria. So sometimes some good bacteria might get killed inside your body. Course needs to be completed. Now, for example, your doctor told you to take a particular antibiotic 2 times a day for 5 days. Now, let us say after 2 days you became fine, your fever is gone and you are feeling better. But that doesn't mean that you should stop taking the medicine. You should take the antibiotic for the same number of days, that is 5 days 2 times a day, because stopping it in between might make it ineffective when you take the same medicine next time, because maybe this time you got some throat infection and that is why this antibiotic was given to you. So say you did not complete the course, so your body will actually not able to respond to that particular antibiotic, so the bacteria doesn't get killed or destroyed completely. So maybe you stop it in between, and maybe again after a couple of months or after some time or after a few years you get the same problem, the same disease. So when your doctor gives you the same medicine, your body might not respond to that medicine, because your body doesn't know how to react to that medicine. So it is very important for antibiotics that you should complete the course. So whichever course the doctor gives, you need to complete that, even if you feel better before that. So with this, we have reached towards the end of this lesson, microorganisms, friend and foe. And I think that you got to know that microorganisms are not always harmful to us. There are quite a few friendly microorganisms as well. So with this, I will put an end to this lesson. So see you all in the next lesson. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more educational videos with a better experience. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for latest updates. Thank you once again.